Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back in with another Market Watch Investments video for you guys tonight. So the ban list came and went. I do have to personally admit I am extremely frustrated and disappointed with the new ban list. I just really feel like Konami could have done a lot more fun things, like giving us some really edgy cards like Maxi or Vanity's Emptiness, or maybe brought back some of the old school band cards, Pot of Greed, Yatagratsu. That's my optimistic thinking. It's probably going to be quite some time before any of that stuff comes back, but the next ban list is only a couple months away, so we don't have to wait, too terribly long for the next list. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to gripe too much about this very uneventful ban list. But moving on here, Tribe Infecting Virus. I love this card. This was actually banned for a long time. I think it was about 3 or so lists ago this got lifted. This is the OG print as a super rare dawning out of Magician's Force, part of the first 13 core sets. Something I specialize in. I'm extremely fascinated with the first 13 core sets of Yu-Gi-Oh! Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon through Rise of Destiny is what I consider Generation 1 cards, and first editions specifically are just amazing for collectors' value. And I have a really fun time running around trying to scramble around getting those cards. So this card is really awesome. It's at 3. It went from 0 to 3 like right off the bat, and I'm pretty sure it's at 3 if I'm not mistaken. And it's a really cool card. Kind of watered down, not really too crazy anymore. But it's the artwork. I love the artwork in this so much, and it's just again a Gen 1, really great, awesome, super Holo Foil. Unlimiteds are dawning a price tag of about 7 bones across the board. Let's go ahead and see if we can hunt down a first edition. See, the first editions are going to be on the second to last page, and they're going to be roughly around 13, like around 14. 14 bones. 14 bones off is pretty much the standard price for the cheapest first edition here on TCG Player. So really, really great nostalgic card. Next is going to be Infinite Permanence. This card is awesome. I need some of these cards. I actually had several of these. Invested very heavily in Dual Power when it came out several years ago, and got several of these. Sold them all. Made some pretty great money. Definitely not as much as I spent in the actual sets, but this was a really great set. This is like the first set that dawned all ultra rarity set. First predecessor to this was, of course, Duelist Saga, which was really great, which was actually even better because Duelist Saga still to this date has that really unique ultra rare like Star Wars lightsaber looking foiling. It's really, really awesome. Quick flash prices. It's between roughly around 70 bones for the original secret rare. The original reprint ultra from Dupo is about between 20 and 30, and then around 22-ish for the second ultra reprint. And then I really don't like gold. I have not been impressed with the last couple golds. The last gold set that I liked was Haunted Mine with the Ghost Golds. 2008-2009 gold series were really amazing. They got just some really nice light gloss gold to them. They look really great. And, the maximum gold, I'm just personally not a big fan of it. I really don't think it looks good. Some cards that are premium gold exclusively, not just the gold rares, but the premium golds, look all right. They, I guess, at least from this photograph, Infinite Permanence looks pretty nice, at least what I can tell. But around roughly around 20 bones for that version. So really quickly, so I guess this was a Lost Art promo, Ghost Sister. I didn't even realize, you can barely notice it. The censorship here is just they took off her hood. In all the other versions, you can't see that she's wearing her cloaked hood. But in the Lost Art, you can clearly see she has her cloaked hood, which is supposed to be a religious reference, I guess, symbolizing that she's a nun, and that's the whole censorship. So really minor, very, very, very minor touch on that. It looks cool. Definitely looks better that she has a nun cloak hood here. But I just realized that today, so I just kind of wanted to share that. Also, the OG Secret reprint. So if you guys have been watching my channel any, you know that I'm a huge fan for the original print Hand Ghost Girl trap cards, because they're kind of a two-pronged attack. they can go really well in collector's market. Seeing how they're, as time goes on, they just get older and older. The majority of them were printed as original. All of them were printed as original rarity. Secret rares, high rarity of secret rare. Um, of course, Ghost Ogre has an ultimate rare print, and I think Ghost Ogre is really the only one. A lot of the other ones, the highest rarities are the OG secret rares, but more specifically for the first edition original prints for all of the Hand Trap Girls. Really great because they have amazing artwork. They're high rarity of secret rare, and they're the original prints. And they come in and out. Mostly it's for the most part the strongest ones are definitely Ghost Ogre and Ash Blossom. They've definitely been the players' favorites, and they've definitely come in and out of the meta game a lot. This is a really cool card though too. I actually run a playset of this in my Mermail Atlantean decks. I really like this card a lot again, and it's the artwork. It's kind of like a cutesy waifu anime girl card, which is really good for a collector's market and part of the artwork, but all the other reasons why I said these are just really great investments. And Ghost Sister is actually down right now. This card used to be like 14, 10 bones, 8 bones, and again, you only want to go specifically for the first editions, and there's a couple here for about 7 bones, so it's increased a little bit, not quite significantly, but just enough to take notice. So it's a really great thing if you guys want to pick up Ghost Sister. Next thing I noticed really quick. So I was going through my stuff, and I've been selling a lot of stuff online, kind of organizing. I'm actually about to head out to New York next month, and I I came across some of my sealed stuff, and back in the day, 4 years plus, I invested very heavily in the 2016 Megatins. I bought a couple cases, and I had sealed promo packs of both the Kaiba and Yugi packs, and I noticed that as I got curious and I looked up to see, I always knew, and for the longest time, Ghost Ogre was pretty nice price point. It was around 10 8 bones for like the longest time. Obviously now it's dwindled terribly with the, all the several different variations and reprints it's had, but I still really like this version. I personally have first edition secrets from Cross Souls, and I think only 1 or 2 alternate rares from the OTS pack personally, but the super rares definitely take the third place. I really like them a lot. White Mexican logic theory for you guys. I really appreciate my hand traps in super rare. Ash Blossom, BD Crow, Ghost Ogre, Fact Baylor. They all pretty much, the majority of the popular hand traps come in super rare prints. Some of them even got multiple super rare prints, and they still look nice. And if they become lightly played when you're dueling with your friends or playing on a competition or whatever it may be, it's not really a big deal. I'm not gonna, when it gets lifted off the ban list, and I know it will. It obviously didn't happen this time, but it's gonna happen. Like, time will tell. It's gonna happen. But when Max C comes off, you're not going to see me running around playing my first edition secret rare Max Cs. And I really would hope people aren't running around playing their ultimate rare Max Cs, because those are just like ungodly expensive right now, and they always kind of will be, because that card is just like the god of all hand traps in my personal opinion. But that's why I opt to play like hand traps in super rare, specifically for gaming. And anyway, so going back to this, so specifically the Yugi Pit 10 promos, they're nothing. Dark Edition's the highest, and it's a couple dollars, not really a big deal. But the Obelisk Kaiba promo packs, this version, for some reason, this version of Blue Eyes is like around like 6 bones or something. I literally just sold a couple. I just sold a playset not that long ago, a couple hours ago, for 6 bones a piece, and I listed mine the cheapest on the market. That's a big tip. I actually been selling a lot more bulky stuff, like OCG stuff and like collections and binders stuff is pretty good to push off on eBay, because they do a 12 photo policy. It's pretty easy to push off and get some pretty good diversity on that for foreign stuff and like bulky sets and collections. But on TCG Player, I mean, that's another thing too. If you just want to get rid of something you want to sell quick, I mean, obviously, you can you just make yours the cheapest, and that's what I do. And I sell very well. I get very good. You may be out some money in the front, but when you uptick your sales, it feels pretty good. It feels nice to be pushing out several sales each day, and that's just personally what I do. And I only really put stuff that I can't really push off and trade, that I just want to get rid of quick, and that's kind of like a tip that I do personally for eBay and TCG Player. And yeah, so this is worth a pretty good money for what it is. I mean, I don't really know why specifically this version. I know there's a lot of expensive versions for Blue Eyes, but this just random ultra rare tin promo is like worth around 6 bones. And Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. I know that this only has two prints: the original Secret Rares from Shining Victories, and this reprint as an ultra. But again, this card is also like around, roughly around 6 bones as well. So I've been selling these like crazy. I've pretty much had, I think I had 7 packs of these, and I opened them up. I kept the Super Ghost Ogres, and I slung the Blue Eyes stuff. So pretty great value in that. Next is going to be Tour Bus from the Underworld. I love this card. This is, part of the whole tour guide genre. We got Tour Ride from Forbidden Realms, or whatever it's called, Tour Guide. We got Beat Cop now. I'm really excited about the new core set. I can't remember, Chaos Impact, or I can't remember what it's called, but we got Beat Cop as a collector's rare, which just looks gorgeous. It's relatively expensive right now, so I'm not really trying to pick it up quite yet. Maybe trade for it, but definitely not dropping cash for it right now because it is at quite a high price value. Looks very, very nice, though. Really excited about that. I've always believed in Beat Cop. It's kind of a bittersweet because, Beat Cop, obviously the ultra rares from Dupo, the original prints, they plummeted like crazy. They're like $1 now, if that, because they got a collector's rare now, but at the same time, the collector's rare looks very, very nice, and I'm happy that there is a higher rarity to collect now because I really like the artwork on that. And to your bus, this isn't really a playable card, but its artwork is just fantastic. It's amazing. It's just like I was explaining for all the reasons why I really like the OG first edition prints of the Hand Trap Girls. I mean, it's a high rarity of secret rare. Order of Chaos is ancient. I mean, this set was like, I think, 2012 era, super, super old set, 8+ years old. And of course, it's got Tour Guide here, amazing artwork. It's got like the Zombie Soul Shadow Realm Tower going on right here, really great stuff. And of course, it was a high rarity secret rare. So um, this is all for collector's value, more specifically for artwork, but then just age in general, and just it's a really cool. Like I love Tour Guide associated stuff. So a couple bones for the unlimited. Again, this is going to be specifically for collector's market, so you always want to go first edition. And the first edition here is about 7 bones. Interesting about this card, it's been fluctuating for the longest time. I mean, when I was in Japan a couple years back, I would pick these up all across the board on TCG Player for 3-4 bones for first editions, near mint, slightly played all day long. And they're almost about double that now, which they've been higher. They got kind of saturated on the market, or oversaturated, because people kind of started putting more of them. But I just really think that this is a great choice for collector's market, and it's relatively affordable. So next thing I want to go over is going to be the ghost rares. So according to TCG Player, there's 38 ghost rares here in the OCG. Of course, we have in the TCG here in the United States and Europe and all that. This is obviously a Japanese card. This is a TCG card. It's the Ghost Rare Dark Magician Girl in its original uncensored artwork. Really great. I've actually saw a lot of these when I was in Japan. They were a very relatively expensive card. I don't really remember specifically how much they were, but they were probably around the equivalent to $400-$500 while you were, in shops in Japan. If I can remember quickly, maybe a little bit more. But we have, what's the set called? We have this new set coming out that's going to don some new ghost rares, ghosts from the past or something. And there's like hype or rumor that we might get a reprint or our own version, English version of Ghost Rare Dark Magician Girl. I don't know if it's going to be censored or decensored. Of course, Konami's doing the whole Lost Art promo now. So, I mean, I would hope maybe that it would that they would just kind of go with the uncensored version. Now it's already been unlocked here in the TCG, but then again, I guess I kind of defeat the whole business practice behind the whole Lost Art promos and all that. But who knows? I personally own like a lot of TCG stuff, more specifically, Dark Magician Girls, all different versions, Prismatic Secrets, Ultra Rares, and supers, dual terminal supers, like a lot of stuff, and they sell really, really great. I was really nervous and kind of bummed when the Lost Art promo came out because pretty much all my OCG stuff plummeted when they released it. But Konami's been making some really poor choices. I mean, the best thing that they've made is like Monster Reborn, Foolish Burial, of course, the Dark Magician Girl, which the equivalent to the one that we got here, and the Lost Art promo was the anniversary pack one. So and I've been selling them just fine. I've still been selling actually the same one. So it's actually promoted my OCG sales a little bit more because it kind of brought that specific version, that ultra rare version, on her broomstick one, to popularity. And of course, it's not selling anywhere near the English one. The English ones are selling around 60 plus now, which I'm really happy about because I actually picked up two for around 50 each, and I ended up selling them for 60 a piece. So a little bit of profit there. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, the Ghost Rares. Just wanted to do a quick flash review. I don't really know how. I know this is like a misprint, so it's like an abundance of money. I don't know how this the Winged Dragon Abroad. I don't know how this is so high. Again, I'm looking at these from highest to lowest, but just using the filter, advanced search, Yu-Gi-Oh! Advanced search, just to go through and just give, a flash price of the ghosts. This looks really nice. It is an OCG Japanese card, so I really don't think it deserves the #1 spot. I don't really know. It's probably just because there's not really much available here, and it's just, someone listed for 35,000, which they're just not going to get. No one's going to pay 35,000. That's really optimistically speaking. But anyway, Stardust is awesome. Black Rose, and again, I just kind of wanted to just showcase, like, apparently, like, this is TCG players' versions of, like, from highest to lowest. So pretty interesting stuff. You can never go wrong with Black Rose and Stardust. Amazing. I personally, unfortunately, have unlimited copies, but I have 3 Stardust and 2 Black Rose, but they're all unlimited, so pretty much cuts the price in half, if not even more. Galaxy Eyes is pretty cool. Honest is awesome. Ancient Fairy. But anyway, so this is just, I really like Clear Wing Synchro is really awesome too. But again, just kind of wanted to show you guys, just to kind of give you an idea. I don't know what all this is not ghost stuff anyway, much randomness. But moving on. So everyone knows that the Gen 1 tins, I'm talking kind of Gen 1 and an expand reference, 2002, 2004, the first 2 waves of tins, first 2 sets, really great stuff. In my personal opinion, I didn't really start noticing until probably this year, 2020. Throughout this year in 2020 is when these original tin promos, secret rares, like OGs, just like insanely exponentially increased in value. I mean, you're not gonna. This isn't really 22. Maybe if you like a heavily played or like a moderately played or whatever, but you can see, like, the average market price for Dark Magician as the highest is 134 plus. Red Eyes is 119. Blue Eyes is like 87. One of my personal favorites for, it's actually relatively affordable, at least it was, depending on, the condition that you buy it in, is Summer Skull, which looks really great, which is going from like 40 plus. Order D is really cool too. It looks awesome. And of course, it's the cheapest one on here. And these are just beautiful tins. I remember when these came out, and this brings so much nostalgia memories back. Like, the collector in me is just going crazy. I love looking at these. These are ungodly expensive sealed now. I mean, why wouldn't they be? They're like 18 plus years old, but really great stuff. And then really quick, just wanted to do a flash price, more specifically for Jinzo. This, like, I bought several of these, and you have the Joey ones, the Gear for the Iron Knight and the Jinzo ones. These are only 2 that I really invested in. I didn't really buy in these other ones. But they're worth good money. Especially the Jinzo. I just had a curiosity. Oh, this is for the actual tins anyway. So yeah, promos here. We look at the Jinzo, and it's roughly around 20, 20ish. So I mean, for the longest time, this card was like $2-3, really nothing, and now it's like 20 plus, and it just keeps on trickling up once you get to like nicer conditions, like near mints and all that. Same thing with Gear for this card was like nothing. These are a little pricey. If you actually go into these and actually look specifically at prices, they're not quite like XYZ Dragon Cannon is not like 11 bones. It's like 2 3. no one really cares about that card. But it's extremely old and secret rare, and Kaiba, and all that, and cool. But your biggest bang for your buck is going to be Jinzo, maybe Buster Blader, and then these aren't really good artwork versions, but they're still worth money because it's Blue Eyes and Dark Magician and all that. So, but you can never go wrong. I mean, OG version here. I really wish they would have picked the original artwork for Secret Rare Blue Eyes. It would look really cool. I think still to the date, I'm pretty sure the only version of this, the original artwork of Blue Eyes, which is at least for us here in the TCG, here this version of Blue Eyes, this artwork in Secret Rarity is the DDS, the Dark Duel Stories Prismatic Secret Rare game promo, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but really, really great stuff, nostalgic stuff. Again, I couldn't help but to mention some collector stuff. But that's all I have for you guys tonight. Hope you guys are making some fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh investments yourself. Yu-Gi-Oh has been part of my life for almost 2 decades. I love everything about this game. I'm really passionate about it. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This has been a showcasing by the White Mexican, and I will see you in the next video.